All right, guys, in this video, I'm going to take you 100% through how to get started and set up selling here on Zenfolio. So a couple of things I want to point out. First of all, if you're looking for a specific topic, let me make sure I said that right. Look in the description below this video. There are going to be timestamps that you can actually click on that will take you to specific points in the video for whatever information you might be looking for. If you're brand new, if you've never sold on Zenfolio before, I definitely recommend watching this video through all the way because I'm going to be deep diving into all of the features that we offer for selling and going through each one and showing you how to set those up. Now, I'm also going to be going back and forth between the two live versions of Zenfolio. There is this version, which you probably recognize. This is the new Photos page version, which most of you guys probably have. And then we're going to be doing some things on this version, which is the older version of Zenfolio that some of you may still have. And some of the things are a little bit different to navigate to. And so I'm going to show you when those things are different and make sure that everybody's able to get on the same page. All right. Now, the last thing I'll point out before we get started is that these are selling features in Zenfolio. So you need to have at least a Pro plan or a premium plan or higher. So if you're on an unlimited, basic, or starter plan, you're not going to have access to these features and you're going to need to upgrade your account to get access to these features. All right, with that all out of the way, let's go ahead and start with everybody's favorite thing to talk about. Let's talk about sales tax. All right, now I want to point out I am not a sales tax professional. I'm going to show you how to set up sales tax in Zenfolio. Please talk to a local sales tax professional on how you need to set these things up and whether or not you should or shouldn't be charging sales tax and how you need to collect it and what you need to do. So first of all, we need to get to the sales tax settings in Zenfolio. So if you have a blue header, you're going to hover over your name, click on account, and then you're going to go down in the bottom left, click on selling, and click on sales tax. Okay, and this is where you're going to set that up. Now, if you have a dashboard or if you're utilizing old Zenfolio, you're going to want to go to settings, click on selling, and then click on sales tax in the bottom left. And once you're here on both versions of Zenfolio, the next steps are the same. So once you're in sales tax, these steps are exactly the same. So we're going to jump back over into the newer version of Zenfolio and we're going to set up sales tax. Now, first I want to point out that if you are in the state of California, that Zenfolio automatically collects and reports sales tax for all of your orders that are fulfilled by our integrated vendors and that are shipped to the state of California. So we take care of that for you if you're in the state of California. Otherwise, if you're somewhere else, you'll need to set this up on your own. So we're going to click, I want to collect sales tax. Then we're going to go down here and choose our state. If you're in the United States, if you're in Canada, your options are going to be down here. So we're going to pick our state. So I'm just going to choose Alabama as it's the first one. And then we're going to talk about how to set these settings up and how they work. So again, I can't recommend how you should set these up. I'm just going to be explaining how they work. Please talk to a tax professional when you're setting these up. So first of all, you're going to decide how you want to collect sales tax, whether it's going to be the shipping destination or there's other options. Now, what I can tell you is that shipping destination is the most popular way that I see people doing this. So if you are collecting sales tax based on shipping destination, what that means is that Zenfolio will calculate sales tax for your clients based on the zip code where their order is being shipped and on your state's laws for that zip code. And we do update our tax codes once a month to make sure everything's squared away in your account on that. So that is the first option. Now you can click in here and there are other options. You can enter your zip code and then Zenfolio will calculate and charge sales tax based on your zip code and your state's laws. Or you can do a custom option where you can do a tax percentage, a city and town zip name, or a zip code in here. And again, we'll calculate it based on the state that you have selected laws for whatever information you apply here. I'm going to set this back to shipping destination. And then the next thing is, what do you want to charge sales tax on or collect sales tax for? There are vendor products. These are products that are fulfilled through Zenfolio's integrated vendors. Self-fulfilled products would be anything that you want to sell on your website using our self-fulfilled products feature, but that is not fulfilled through our integrated vendors or does not automatically go through our integrated vendors. And then you can collect sales tax on digital products such as downloads, and you can also collect sales tax on shipping. One more time, I'm just going to say it. Please make sure that you're working with a tax professional on how this needs to be set up. Once you have this set up the way that you need, go ahead and scroll up and click that save button up in the top, and then we are ready to go. So what we're going to do next is we're going to jump into digital products. This is how you sell digital downloads here on Zenfolio. One of my absolute favorite features. Now, before we go set up products, I want to point one thing out. We're going to go back to the photos page really quick, and we're just going to click on a gallery that has images in here. And then we're going to go up here to access and downloading. Digital products is not the same as this downloading feature in here. And in fact, I recommend that if you want to sell your digital downloads, you want to have this downloading option turned off. This downloading option allows people to download the photos that you have in your gallery without agreeing to any kind of terms, without really tracking who's downloading it. Basically downloading it without restriction. It's basically you saying, here are my files, take them and do what you want. Even if you want to give your clients free downloads, you can do that using Zenfolio's digital products feature and a coupon or something like that. There's a video on our YouTube channel, but I'll also make sure that it's linked in the description below. I recommend really almost never using this downloading option. And you do not have to have this enabled to sell your digital downloads. Now, for you guys who are on the older version of Zenfolio, those options are going to be under photos. And then you're going to go to whether it's a group, a gallery, or whatever, and it's going to be under the access setting over here and on the downloading. And again, you want to have do not allow downloading. Okay, now we're going to navigate to selling those digital products or setting up those digital products. So what we're going to do is click on selling right here, and then we're going to click on digital products right here in our selling panel. All right, now for this version, it's basically the same thing. You can click on selling right here and click on digital products. Okay, so now we're going to jump back into the newer version of Zenfolio. All of these steps, once you get to this place for both versions of Zenfolio, are exactly the same. So I'm just going back here to show you on this side. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to create a new digital product. So we're going to click Add Product, and this is going to enable us to sell digital downloads of our images. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to give this product a title. So we're going to come over here, and I'm just going to say single image download or digital download. We're going to leave the product type set to photos, but you can sell digital downloads of your videos if you want, and we'll cover that in a second. Next, we're going to go down to the license section, and this is why I love this feature, because you can apply a license to this digital download, and when your clients are going to purchase it, we show them the license text during the checkout process, and they do have to click a box that says they have read and agree to the terms applied on this digital product. Now, not only that, but when we email them their zip file with their images, they're also going to get a copy of this license as a text file with their download. And Zenfolio does have some built-in licenses that you can use, so you can click here and browse our options. But you can also upload your own license as well. So if you have your own print release that you've already been writing up and sending to your clients, you can actually upload that in Zenfolio, and that will become an option here. And we'll cover you creating your own licenses in just a second. But for this one, I'm going to use royalty-free personal use, basically saying, hey client, after you buy this photo, you can do whatever you want with it as long as you're not making any money off of it, selling it, using it for commercial purposes, etc. All right, that's what this royalty-free personal use license is. Now, next is the image dimensions, and this is going to be the size of the photo that your clients get to download after they purchase this product. For most cases, I recommend leaving this to original photo. That's going to let your client download the actual photo that you uploaded. There are some other options in here that we're going to talk about here in a second. Now, speaking of uploading really quick, if you're new to Zenfolio and you're wondering like what size should you upload your photos, my personal recommendation is as long as your internet speed can handle it, go ahead and upload your full resolution JPEG files, because here on Zenfolio, you do get unlimited storage of normal image files. So that's TIFFs, GIFs, JPEGs, PNGs. You have unlimited storage of those files. So as long as your internet speed can handle it, go ahead and upload that full resolution JPEG file. Unless, of course, you're a volume photographer and you're uploading thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of photos at one time. Maybe you're an event photographer or a race photographer and you're uploading on location. You might want to downsize your photos for that upload and then upload the higher resolution photos later on. Back to setting up the digital product. Next, down here, there are going to be a lot of options we come across here in Zenfolio where there are different options that you can have turned on or turned off. My personal philosophy when it comes to setting up my shopping for my clients is I want it to be as fast and as streamlined as possible. So with that being said, there's a lot of these options that if I don't have a definite answer of I need this to show because of this, if it's just kind of a, oh, well, that might be nice for my client. If I don't have a definite reason why I need that option available, I like to turn it off and keep my buying experience really simple for my clients. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and turn this option off. Everybody knows how to send an email or shoot a text or, contact me if they have a question or need to leave me a note about the digital download. All right, we're going to go ahead and leave this category set to downloads. And then we're going to scroll down to the number of items required for this product. Now, in my opinion, this is one of the most important parts of setting up your digital download. This is what controls how many photos your clients get to download after they purchase this product once. And since we're creating a single image download where we want them to pay per photo that they're downloading, we're going to leave both of these numbers set to 1. However, here in a little bit, we're going to be playing around with these numbers and creating some different products in a second. Now, there are some options to upload some preview images. Zenfolio does have 2 client buying experiences. One of the buying experiences is really simple. It's really fast. However, it doesn't show any images. That's the one that I prefer. The other one is more visual, and that's where these images come into play. So it depends on what kind of buying experience you want to provide for your clients. And we'll be talking about that a little later on as well. But for me, I just don't even worry about these because these are not in the buying experience that I like to use personally. So next we're going to scroll down and we're going to click Save right here. Now, I mentioned our license feature, and I want to show you where you can go to view the built-in licenses that Zenfolio offers, or to upload your own, or maybe even just modify what we have. So if you click on licenses right here, you can actually view all of our built-in licenses. You can go and you can read the text. And if maybe one of those licenses is the one that you really like and you want to use, but there's just a few parts of it you want to change or modify, you can always duplicate it and modify it and save it as your own and apply that to your digital products. Or maybe you've been working with a lawyer, maybe you have your own image licenses drafted up and you want to use those. You can go down here to My Custom Licenses, click Add License, and then you just simply paste in your license text and save it. Now, really quickly, the name of the license is what you see whenever you're selecting it from the drop down. The short description is for you, the photographer, so you know the purpose of this license. And then the license text section is what part of the license is actually for your clients. That's the part we show to them. That's the part that they agree to. That's what this section is for right here. Okay. All right, let's get back to digital products, and we're going to create a couple of more products. So the next one that we're going to create is a full gallery download. So I want to make a simple way for my clients to buy their entire gallery with one click as a digital download. So I could start from scratch, but I know that I'm going to use a lot of the same settings that we have applied to this digital product. And so rather than starting from scratch, I can just duplicate this one and modify a few of the settings that I need to modify. So let's go here first of all, and we'll just change this title to say full gallery download. We're going to leave the product type set to photos. The license is going to stay the same. The image dimensions are going to stay the same. The only other thing I'm going to change is the number of items required for the product. Now, I personally leave this minimum number set to 1, and I'll explain why in a second. This maximum number is going to depend on the type of photographer that you are, the type of photos that you take, the type of genre of photography that you shoot, right? So what you want to put here is you want to put the largest number of photos that you want to allow your clients to download in one click, or maybe the largest number of photos that you ever plan on having in a single gallery as a photographer. And then add a little bit to that number just to give yourself some padding. So let's say that as a wedding photographer, part of my package is I promise my clients they will get up to 600 photos in their online gallery. And that's my cap, is 600. So what I would put in here is maybe the maximum number for this might be 1,000, right? But again, you might need to vary this for your business. If you have a lot of second shooters with you, if you shoot really big weddings with, all these different things going on, that number could vary, and you want to make sure that you leave yourself some padding. Now, the next thing that you want to do is make sure that you have this autofill from entire gallery option selected. What this does is when your clients select this product in the buying experience, it takes all of their photos in their gallery up to 1,000 and automatically applies it to that digital product for them. If that option is unchecked, they do have to manually drag in their photos, and I haven't had a client yet that would be very happy about that. Now, we're going to circle back and talk about this minimum number. I left this minimum number to 1 because I want this digital product to work for any client gallery that I have. And so occasionally I might do a portrait session where they might only have 10 to 15 images, or maybe you're going to do, different sessions where they're having different numbers of images. You don't want to set a low number cap because you want this digital product to work for all of your client galleries, and it's going to cap out at 1,000, but it's not going to have a lower number cap. So it will work for clients that have 10 photos in their gallery. It will work for clients that have 30, clients that have 600, etc. Now we're just going to scroll down to the bottom and click Save. Okay, so now that we have our full gallery digital product created, I'm going to create 2 more digital products. The next one we're going to create is a social media use digital product. So we're going to go this time and start from scratch because the settings are going to be a little different. We're going to click Add Product. We're going to give this a title. Now you could call this Facebook download. You could call this Instagram download. I'm just going to call this social media download. That way, when people see this, they know, hey, if I just need to buy one just to put up on my Facebook, this is the product that's cheap, that's set up to buy that with the correct license, right? So making sure that you title it so clients know what the use is for. Now, we're going to change this license. Again, if you have your own social media use license, upload it and use it. We do have something in here for unlimited online use only and no printing, so I'm going to select that. And then we're going to change the image dimensions because I don't want to give them the full resolution file at a social media use price, right? If they're just throwing this up on their Facebook and they're not printing it, there's no reason for them to download the original file, and I can sell them that social media file for a little bit cheaper. So we're going to change this image dimensions, and there are a couple of ways that you could do this. You could just do a low resolution 1 megapixel, and then Zenfolio will actually downsize the image to meet that 1 megapixel requirement. Personally, what I like to do is I like to use the largest dimension. So you can do some research, find out what are the best sizes of photos to use on social media, and then you can use this to have Zenfolio resize that image to kind of meet that. And so let's say for Facebook, maybe it's best to have the longest dimension of the image be 1,000 pixels. We can go right here and we can say, okay, downsize the image so that on its longest size, on its longest side, it is only 1,000 pixels long. And then it will adjust the other side appropriately according to that image's aspect ratio. So the thing that's important to remember about this is that obviously it's going to be sizing your horizontal images a little bit differently. It's going to make them 1,000 pixels wide. And then the height of that image is just going to stick with the aspect ratio of the photo, whatever that might be. A portrait oriented image is going to be 1,000 pixels tall, with the width being whatever is appropriate for that image's aspect ratio. And then again, just turning off this option right here, going down, leaving the number of items required to 1, going down and clicking save. Okay, one more digital product to create. We're going to create a video download. Okay, so we're going to do that next. We're going to click add product. And we're just going to call this digital video download. We're going to change the product type to a video. And then again, just making sure that you're adjusting this license appropriately. Video quality. Currently, Zenfolio does not support 4K, so 1080p is the full HD that you can offer right now, which I'm going to leave that set here. But there are other options, and again, we do take care of the downsizing before that's sent to the client. I'm turning off the note option, and then everything else I'm pretty much going to leave the same. Now, if you upload a gallery of videos, you can create a full gallery video download using the same settings that I applied to the still image download or the still image full gallery download previously here. Okay, but this one is just for a single video download. And we might want to put that in the title as well. So I always like pointing that out. Single digital video download. All right, and then we're just going to click save up here, and that's going to save that product. Now, I do want you to know that right now, all we've done is create the products. These are not available for purchase to a client yet. We still have to apply them to a price list. So what you've done is you've created the product templates that can then be applied to packages and price lists and priced accordingly. And you can actually apply these to multiple packages and apply these to multiple price lists and have them priced differently in each one. And that will make a little bit more sense once we get to the price list section. The only time you really need to come back here and create new digital products is if you need to change some of the settings that were applied in there or the license that was applied. All right. So next, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be moving into creating packages. So we're going to go up to selling right here. Just click right on the word selling, and then you're going to click on packages. And then again, if you're on the other version of Zenfolio, you're just going to go and do the exact same thing. You're going to head up to your header menu, click on selling, and then click on packages right down here. And then from at this point, everything is exactly the same no matter which version of Zenfolio you're on. So we're going to switch back to the other version, and we're going to start from scratch. So what we're going to do is we're going to click add new package. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to give this package a title. Now, if you think back to what I said earlier, Zenfolio offers two types of client buying experiences. One is really simple. It's really streamlined. That's the one that I prefer to use. It shows the title of a product or a package and the price. And so thinking about that, you need to be really strategic with how you title your packages. Okay, so as photographers, a lot of times we do something like this. We'll say this is package A, and we leave it at that, right? Well, if that's the only piece of information I see about this package as a client, along with the price, it doesn't really tell me what I'm getting until I add it to my cart. And so if you're planning on using that really simple buying experience, being strategic with how you title your packages is really going to make it easier for your clients. So you're going to go back up here, and you're just going to title it something simple like this. We're going to say PKGA includes 1 8 by 10, maybe 2 5 by 7s, and then we'll say 1 free download. All right. And so now when the clients see the title of this package, they know exactly what they're getting. And you actually can have 2 lines of text. And if you start running out of room, you can really get creative and remove some of the spacing and really title this so you can fit a lot of information in there and work within the title constraints. Okay. If you plan on using the really visual buying experience, just the simple package A will work because the visual buying experience does show a lot more detail about the products in the package. Okay, so next you're going to want to select your package currency. If you plan on selling in multiple currencies because you plan on selling internationally, you will need to create a package per currency that you want to accept. For this one, I'm going to just leave it set to US dollars, but the option is right here to accept different currencies. Next, we're going to talk about the package type. So in Zenfolio, you can offer two different types of packages. The first one is a single image package where whatever photo your client picks, that photo is taken and applied to all of the products that you have in that package, and they cannot choose a different one for the different products. The next option is the multi-image package where your clients can pick and choose different images for each product in here. And you can limit the number of unique images per a package if you want. So if you're a sports photographer and you need to at least let them choose an individual and a team portrait, you can set this to 2, and then they can only have 2 unique images in here. Now, if you're used to working directly with a lab, a lot of times a lab will give you a cheaper price if the package only has 1 image in it. Through Zenfolio, the base cost to you, the photographer, does not change. So it does not cost you any more to allow your clients to choose multiple images for their package as far as lab costs go. So it's up to you which one you pick. This is not going to change your lab costs with either option that you go for. All right, next what we're going to do is we're going to go down here and we are going to add products to this package. So we're going to click Add Products. And the first time you click this, you're going to probably see all vendors up here on the top right. So this is where I want to stop and talk about our vendors for a second. Zenfolio has several wonderful vendors that integrate with us. And if you only remember one thing from this video, I want you to remember this. Don't create a package or a price list that uses multiple vendors, and don't create one from the all vendors screen. If you offer products from different vendors in your package or in your price list, each vendor is going to charge your client their own shipping fee. And I have not had a client yet who's happy about being charged multiple shipping fees. So it's imperative that you understand this, and to avoid those issues right out the gate, don't create anything if it says all vendors. You need to click up here and then choose a specific vendor that you want to work with. Now, I'm in the US, so I have the US vendors. If you are in a different country, you might have different vendors. I'm just going to explain the US vendors really quick. MPix Lab and MPix Pro are both part of the Miller's family. Okay, MPix is more consumer-based. Anybody can go to mpix.com. They can create an account. They can order products. For that reason, MPix doesn't offer as many product options. Their base cost is a little bit higher and more expensive. However, they do offer color correction. So if you are a volume photographer and you upload right out of camera and you need that color correction, MPix might not be a bad choice to go with because of those color correction settings. MPix Pro offers a lot more products. Their base cost is lower to give you a higher profit margin. However, they do not offer any color correction. Now you'll see here that I have Miller's Wedding and Portrait and Miller's Schools and Sports. That's because this account is at the advanced level, and you can integrate Miller's products if you have an advanced account. Just reach out to the chat team and let them know, and they will help you out with integrating Miller's products. Or if you want to integrate Miller's products, you will need to upgrade to an advanced account first. Okay, but in order to keep things straight, in order to keep things consistent, we want to go with one particular lab. So just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to go with MPix Lab because I want to show you those color correction settings. But feel free to navigate through these different labs and look and see what different options they want. Again, make it simple on yourself, make it simple on your clients. Try to stick with working with one lab per price list and per package. So we're going to click on MPix. And now, no matter which category I choose, it's going to be coming from that lab, and I don't have to worry about multiple shipping fees. Okay, so we're going to click on prints, and we're going to pick the products that we need for that package. So I said 2 5x7s, and I also said 1 8x10. So I'm selecting those options and adding those in. Now, the first option that you're going to see is color correction. And as I said before, MPix offers color correction. So if I'm choosing MPix Lab, I'm specifically selecting them so that I get that color correction. because I'm uploading right out of camera, maybe after an event or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and have color correction applied. The important thing is that you remember this setting, because when we add these to a price list and we add a la carte items, we want to make sure that we build that price list coming from the same lab with the same options so that everything stays consistent all across the board. Okay, so now that we've got that color correction option set up, we're going to go down here, and there are other paper options in here you can offer to your clients. Again, I like to keep things simple and streamlined. If there's not a specific reason why I need to offer somebody something, I don't offer it, just to keep it super simple. So I just like to keep the eSurface traditional print paper, but again, there are other options here if you want to use. Okay, next we're going to go down here to color conversion. Now currently this is set to let your clients choose color conversion. And what color conversion is it lets your client do a black and white or sepia tone conversion to your photos. It does not cost you anything. It doesn't cost them anything. This is just a personal preference. As a photographer, I want to keep that creative control in my own hands. I don't want somebody sepia toning my images and sharing them on Facebook or getting them printed sepia tone. If my clients want them sepia toned, they can email me and ask me for it. So again, this is just a personal preference. I like to point it out. I'm going to set this to none. Totally up to you on how you set this up. Now, cropping. You can let your clients adjust the cropping of the photos. You can always review the cropping before the order actually goes to the lab, as long as you have order approval turned off to where the automatic orders don't go through. And we'll talk about that. Just a personal thing that I do, and there's a video on our YouTube channel, and I'll link it in the description below. I like to try to build my price list based on my camera's aspect ratio. So all of my images come out of my camera in 3:2. If I crop them in post, I maintain that original aspect ratio, and then all of the print sizes that I offer for sale match that aspect ratio so that everything fits and nothing is ever cropped off. But if you want to let your clients crop, it's perfectly fine. So we're going to go ahead and apply that. Now, next we're going to go down here and do the same options for the 8x10. So again, color conversion, no. Cropping, leave that to whatever options you choose. Okay, now there's another option here that you might see. That's the pre-select photo option. This is if you want to force a specific photo to go onto this product. So let's say you're a sports photographer and you want the 8x10 or the 5x7 to be a team photo, and you don't want to let your client change it. You can choose this option here and then put in a specific keyword. And then as long as you keyword that into the photo, it will force that photo to go to this product. This is only available at the advanced plan. So if you're not seeing this, you're probably not on the advanced plan. And again, it's something that forces that specific photo to go to that product. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to bump up this 5x7 because we said that this package had 2. So we're going to bump this up to 2. And now we're going to add in our digital product. So we're going to click Add Products. We're going to click right up here. We're going to go down to our name, and that's where the digital downloads will be. And then we're going to grab that single image download right here. We're going to add that in. Now, one of the things that I do is I put that digital downloads are free in my packages. And I'll show you how to set that up so that when the client adds this into their cart, it looks like that digital download is free. But I am definitely not into giving away my photos for free. Now, just a quick thing. When you add a digital download to a print package, it's going to say this package will ship as 2 separate orders. That's because the digital download gets emailed and the prints physically get shipped. There are not 2 separate shipping fees or anything like that. It's just that they are actually going to be sent as 2 separate orders. One will be shipped, one will be emailed. Okay. So moving on down here, we're going to go down here and talk about selling this package or setting up the selling price. So again, I put that the digital download is free. What I do is I leave the cost of the digital download in the package set to 0. And then I put the total selling price of the package up here on the print side. And so if I was going to charge $5 for the digital download, $20 for the prints, I would put $25 up here. And that would make my selling price for this package $25. When the client adds this into their cart, they're going to see that digital download as being free. Over here on the left is your breakdown of your package. So this is what this package costs you. That's the cost of the products from the lab. This is the Zenfolio service fee right here. That's 9.9%. And then here is the profit left over from this package. So when somebody places an order for this package, this is the amount that will get deposited into your account. So once you're finished, you're going to go down to the bottom, click next, and then you're going to click next again. And that's going to save that package, and then you're going to hit done. Now, what I like to tell people to do is if you have a lot of products to create or a lot of packages to create your absolute largest package first, because then kind of like what we did with the digital downloads, you can come up here and you can duplicate this package. So if you create your largest one first, you can duplicate it, remove some options, drop the price, and then repeat that process until you have all of your packages created. Now, unlike digital products, we had to go ahead and put a price on this. So if you need to offer this same package for a different client at a different price, you'll need to duplicate it and change the price. And if you're going to do that, when you duplicate it, make sure that you modify the package name just a little bit so you know that that is the one with the different pricing. So for example, if this is a package for a school shoot, but maybe you do portraits as well, maybe this would be SPKGA, and then the other one would just be PKGA. So you know which package you're supposed to use for your school price list and which package goes on your portraits price list. That way you're setting up the correct packages. Now, these packages can be used on as many different price lists as you want. They just cannot be priced differently. And again, these options are still not available for purchase. We still have to actually apply these to a price list to make them available. And that is what we're going to do next. So next, we're going to talk about setting up a price list and actually making what we've set up so far available for our clients to go in and order. So we're going to go to selling and click on price list. If you're on the other version of Zenfolio, it's the exact same thing. Hover over selling and click on price list. And then once you're on this screen, all of the steps are exactly the same. So from here, you have two options. You have add a new price list and you have add a blank price list. I prefer going with the blank price list. This price list is going to come pre-populated with a bunch of products that you'll probably spend some time removing. So I always like to start from scratch. So we're going to click add a blank price list and we're going to give this price list a name. So I'm just going to call this price list demo. The name of the price list your clients never see. This is for your internal organization only. Zenfolio allows you to have as many price lists as you want. And I actually recommend having at least one price list per genre of photography that you do, because chances are if you're photographing schools and you're doing weddings, you're going to be offering different products at different price points to those different clients. And so the way that you do that is having multiple price lists set up accordingly. So again, when you name your price list, just make sure that you name them for why you created them. So if you have portrait clients, you might want to name this Portrait Price List 2020, wedding clients, maybe Wedding 2020, etc., etc. Okay, so now that we have the price list name on here, we're going to go ahead and add our products. So we're going to click Add Products, and we should already be on our name from when we were creating the packages and the downloads. So let's go ahead and add packages to this price list. So we're going to click packages. Here is that package A right here. We're just going to add it. It's already priced and set up. It's good to go. I don't have to do anything else to it. So next we're going to add in our digital download. So we're going to go add products. We're going to go over to downloads, and then we'll add we'll just add all of these downloads here really quick. Okay. And then we're going to hit add selected products. Now, I want to put out a big disclaimer here. Any pricing that you see me do on this video is not a pricing suggestion. I have no idea what location you're in, and the pricing suggestions will vary from market to market and location to location. So I'm just throwing in some made up prices in here. Please, if you don't know what to price your work at, do some research, find a local photography group, either on Facebook, preferably on Facebook right now with everything going on, Ask questions. There is a lot of resources out there to help you understand how to price your work. These pricing that I'm setting up are not suggested pricing at all. Okay, so first what we're going to do is price our single digital video download. Now you can set your pricing a couple of different ways. I want you thinking about setting pricing at a profit level. So if you look at your digital video download and you say, okay, I would really need to make at least $20 off of any digital video that I sell to really make it worth it, you can go to the profit section, put in $20, and it will mark up your selling price where it needs to be so that after the service fee is taken out, you make that $20 profit. And then you can just go down here and do the same thing. So if you're like, okay, well, I'd like to make $3 on a social media download. I would like to make at least $400 on a full gallery download. And then I would like to make at least $50 on a single image download. Doing it by profit is going to let you kind of get close. And then you can come and kind of fine tune your selling price here if you need to. So if you're like, okay, well, for that single video download, I can probably go ahead and charge $25 easy. Social media use download, I can charge $5 for that. Let's see, full gallery download, I know I can charge $500. And then single image download, I know I could probably charge $60. So the profit section will get you close, and then you can kind of fine tune this where you need it to be. Okay, so now we have our packages added in. We have our digital downloads. It's time to add some a la carte items. So we're going to go back up here, click on add products. We're going to click up here, make sure that we choose the lab that we use to build the product or to build the packages with. And now everything's coming from the same lab and we can start adding our a la carte items. So we're going to click on here. We're going to scroll down and start grabbing some products here. So I'm just going to grab some kind of at random, just grabbing through. There are lots and lots of print sizes here that you can offer. One thing that I cannot stress enough is make sure that you know how large your image files are actually capable of being printed. So there's a video on our channel. I'll put it in the description below this as well. Make sure that you know how large you can actually print your image files. All right, so we've just got some random print sizes. We're going to add those in. And then the first thing that I like to do, again, keeping it simple, removing options that I don't know or that I know that are not that important. So going here, turning off a couple of these, maybe turning off a couple of these, and just offering that one paper option. Again, I don't feel like I really need to offer different paper options to my clients. A lot of times that results in questions more than it does sales. And so for me, I like to offer that eSurface color paper. If you want to offer multiple paper options, please feel free to go ahead and do that. I just like keeping things extremely streamlined for my clients and not including things that are going to make them ask a bunch of questions. So we're going to turn a lot of these off. Okay, so after we do that, that has simplified the price list quite a bit and removed several of those options. The next thing that we're going to do is go over here to the ordering options on this little gear icon. You're going to click here. Here is that color correction option. And you're going to see a third option here, the option to let your clients select color correction. Please don't leave this option to let your clients choose. For one, I feel like it's slightly unprofessional or unprofessional. But I feel like it's unprofessional if my clients are seeing the option to color correct my photos. So for that reason, you want to turn this to anything other than letting your customers select the color correction option. What you really want to do is go ahead and apply this the same way you did with the package. At least set this option to match what you applied to the package. We've already talked about color conversion. We went over that in the packages. This is that black and white or sepia tone option. Personally, I'm turning it off. Die cutting is something to think about. This is die cutting for your wallets. Again, this is another option you don't want to let your clients choose. You want to go ahead and simplify this and choose this for your clients. So personally, for me, I think back to getting wallets in sheet form and then trying to cut them out with a pair of scissors and it never working out very well for my clients or for me or for anybody. So I go ahead and have the lab die cut those for me. There's not a cost for this. Or you can let your wallets arrive in sheets if you want to do that and your clients can cut them out themselves. Just don't leave this to let your customers choose because we want to make sure that they're getting consistent products and that if they order multiple sheets of wallets that they get them all exactly the same. Cropping, we've already talked about that. That's perfectly fine. We're going to hit apply. Now what we're going to do is set up the pricing for these prints. So we could do it just like we did with the digital downloads, starting in the profit section. But if you have a lot of products in here, you can use the pricing formula to make that go faster. You can say, okay, I want to do a $5 markup and 100% over base cost. And this is going to apply $5 to what the lab charges and then mark it up 100% over that as well. I don't really like using the fixed markup. What I like to do is I like to say, okay, let's do a 500% markup over what the lab charges, and then let's round it up to the nearest dollar, and then hit apply. And I find that that, for me in my area, gets my pricing pretty close to where it needs to be. I just come back and have to fine tune some things, because sometimes it makes things too expensive. Sometimes it makes things too cheap. So you just want to come back and kind of fine tune it if it needs to be fine tuned. Okay, now once you have that done, we're going to click add products again, and we're going to go down, and let's say that we want to offer some canvas prints or maybe some collages or medals or something like that. I just want to show you this. If you add products that create a new gray bar, that is a new product category, and you'll need to come set up your pricing and your order options because they are controlled independently per product category. So really important to remember that. All right. So now that we have these products in here, if you want to offer framing and mounting options for your clients, you can click here and you can add those options here, just like we did with the other products. And then a couple of things I want to show you here. There are two buying experiences. I keep talking about that. One is QuickShop. It's the one that I prefer. It's the super simple one. And that one will automatically display 10 products from your price list. But that is the buying experience that I want to show everything in. So I'm going to turn that automatic option off. Then I'm going to select the first item, hold Shift on my keyboard, select the last one, add everything over here. And then you can organize this list in whatever manner you want to. My personal preference, whatever I make the most money on, that's what I want to move up to the top and highlight to my clients. Now, one thing to keep in mind, when you turn this automatic option off, if you add new products to your price list, such as maybe a new print size or something like that, you will have to come down to the QuickShop and add any new products over if you turn the automatic option off. But you can show as many different products in here as you want. It's not limited to 10. However, I do not recommend that you go crazy and add a lot of products to your price list. Again, we want to keep it simple and streamlined for your clients. So I like to target 10 to 20 products starting out. All right, so now that we have that QuickShop set up, a couple more things here. If you ever want to print your price list, you can. That will create a PDF document that will let you print and take to shows with you. You can show your clients and your customers what their prints will cost online. So you can do that. If you want to export it and play around with it in a CSV file, you can do that here. A couple more things. We're going to go to price list settings really quick. Price list settings. This is where the order approval options are. So the first time you create a price list, by default, this automatic approve option is set to none. And so what that means is that when your clients place an order, they are charged for that order. You're going to get an email, but that order is going to kind of hang out and wait for you to look it over and approve it. So there'll be a link in the email, and you'll also get a notification in your account here. You can click that notification, you can click that link, and then you'll have to approve that order to let it go to the lab, and then the lab will print it. They will ship it directly to your client. It arrives white glove. There's not any receipts or anything like that in there. All right, if you don't want to have to approve orders, you can set all orders to go through automatically. So the second your client places an order, they're charged, the order goes to the lab prints it, you don't never have to do anything. You can also set digital downloads to go forward, but approve the prints. Now, the benefit of approving your orders is you can see it if your clients are cropping the photos. You can review the way that they cropped it. If a client makes a mistake on an order, if they contact you 2 minutes after they place the order and say, oh my gosh, I ordered the wrong photo, can you help me? If you haven't approved that order yet, you can go in there and change things and fix things before it goes to the lab. Depending on what level of account you will have different options. If you need help, you can always reach out to the support team to change or fix orders or to look and see what the options are. Okay. Now, if you have the advanced plan, you can go down here and you can enforce an order minimum, which means that nobody can check out unless their cart has a certain dollar value in there. So if you want to force somebody to buy a package before they can buy a la carte print products, put the price of your cheapest package in here, and then they either have to buy a package or at least have that dollar amount of a la carte items in their cart before they can actually check out. Okay, once you have the order options in here set up, you're just going to go and click save. That's going to save that price list, and then you're going to go down to the bottom down here, and you can save or save and assign. So if you click save and assign, this is going to let you save that price list and apply it directly to a group or a gallery. And one of the things that I do recommend is that if you're creating different price lists for different client genres, inside of your clients group, if you have subgroups for your different client genres, like maybe you have family portraits and seniors and weddings, you can assign a price list to this folder and it will apply that price list to everything in it. And then when you upload new client galleries into that folder, it will make sure to apply that price list to that as well. So that's kind of a way to automate making sure that your galleries get the correct price list applied to them when you upload them. And then once you've made your selection here, you can go and click save. Okay, so that's how you apply the price list. Now you can also manually apply the price list on the photos page as well. So if we go to photos, you can go to a gallery in here. Just click on a gallery. You can go up here to price list and you can say, okay, allow ordering from my price list, and then pick the price list that you want and hit save and apply it here. On this version of Zenfolio, you're going to go to photos. You're going to click on the group, gallery, collection, whatever it is over here on the side panel. You're going to go over here to pricing, and then you're going to say, yes, allow ordering from my price list, and then pick the price list that you want. Okay, so that is how you apply the price, or you build the price list and you apply it. And now, once that price list is actually applied to a gallery, your clients can actually go in there and start placing orders. Now, how do you get paid for these orders? How does it work? So when your clients go and they place the orders, if you're using our integrated labs, your clients are going to see these shipping options that are available from that lab, and they're going to pick which shipping option they want, and that's going to be added to what they pay in the order revenue. And if you need to see those shipping methods, you can go to selling right here. Same thing in the other Zenfolio account. Go to products from integrated vendors, and all of the shipping information is listed in here. But your clients will be able to pick the shipping method, and then they're going to pay for their order. The order revenue for the cost of the products and the shipping cost that your clients pay, that's going to come out of the order and go directly to the lab to pay for the products and the shipping. Zenfolio's service fee is going to come out and go to Zenfolio. The profit from your order is going to be deposited into your Zenfolio account, which you can then make a payout request for at any time you wish. You can request for a payout as many times as you want. There's not a set amount. There's not a fee to do it. All you need to do is go to Selling, Reports and Payouts, click Request a Payout. Same thing in this version. You're going to go to Selling, Reports and Payouts, and then click on Request a Payout here. Once you're on this screen, it will tell you how much you have available. You'll need to do your income tax applicability section here, however you say the word. And then down here, you can do a payment by ACH, direct deposit to your bank. If you're in the US, if you have a US bank, and if your currency is US dollars, you can do a direct deposit. Otherwise, you'll need to do PayPal. Now, these payouts can take anywhere from 2 to 10 business days. Most of the time, they are rather quick, but please do allow 2 to 10 business days for those payouts to be completed. So what you're going to do is select one of these options, and then the next step, you'll put in how much you want to be paid out to that preferred method. Now, one of the things that I always like to point out is that whenever your account comes up for renewal, Zenfolio actually charges your account balance first before we charge your account or your credit card that's on file. And so if you have profit in there, we will actually take that profit and put it against the cost of your subscription. And so I tell people that because what you can do is you can leave enough money in your account year after year to cover the cost of the subscription. And that way your account is paying for itself. Okay. And so that is it. That's how you set up a price list. That's how you get started selling here on Zenfolio. That's how you do digital downloads, packages, all of that stuff, and then all the way down to getting paid. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. Again, there are going to be lots of links in the description below this video to different topics, to different things that you can do, but I hope this video was helpful. Hopefully it helps you utilize any potential downtime that you may have to maximize your Zenfolio site and get started selling here on Zenfolio.